It's time for high school soccer on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Walkabout Grill and Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore. Now let's go to the pitch for live play-by-play action of high school soccer on the NCW Life Channel.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to East Wenatchee, Washington, home of Miss Vidal, and finally home to a boys soccer game here between the Eastmont Wildcats and the Eisenhower Cadets. Hi again, I'm Sebastian Moraga. Alongside me is, as always, our soccer expert, Matt Weisen. And Matt, between their tactical discipline, between their individual talent, between their complete refusal to give up a game until the referee has blown his whistle, and between their record, there's a lot to like about the Eastmont team this year, isn't there?
They're having a great year. A lot of chemistry, a lot of good individual talent players, and yet they're working really good as a group. Yeah, so I've been impressed so far.
How much of that do you attribute to the fact that they have a lot of seniors this year?
A little bit, but they've been coached by some good club coaches. Eric knows what he's doing here, Coach Duffy, and so not necessarily age as much as I think just their background and competitive play in league, whether it's Big Nine or I guess or
the postseason
or club league.
Absolutely. Now we have two teams today with a very strong record. First, we have the Eisenhower Cadets with a 6-2 record overall, 3-2 in league. And the Eastmont Wildcats, 7-2 overall, 4-1 in league, so it should be a good one. When we come back, we will have an interview with the head coach of the Eastmont Wildcats and a whole lot more, so you don't want to miss it. When we come back, we will have also an announcement. We have a brand new sponsor this year, so you won't want to miss that either. Please stay with us. This is NCW Live Channel. Welcome back to Eastmont High School, home of the Wildcats, for a contest that will feature the Eisenhower Cadets wearing red with white trunks and red socks, taking care of business from right to left on your screen, and the hosts, Eastmont Wildcats, wearing white and red with white socks. So mirror images of one another, these two squads. Eastmont, of course, playing from left to right in this first half of play. We're almost ready to start here rather quickly. We'll give you the starting lineups. First, the visiting Ike Cadets. Number 1, Robert Gonzalez. Number 3, Andres Lopez. Number 3, Crew Gilman. Number 5, Fernando Muro. Number 8, Isaac Espinosa. Number 10, Johnny Ramirez. Number 11, Ian Reynoso. Number 16, Gilbert Bautista. Number 17, Alejandro Lopez. Number 20, Reyes Olivera. And number 23, Jose Guerrero. For Eastmont, the starting goalkeeper is Vladimir Rishko. Number 20. Number 3, Sebastián Avilés. Number 4, Jose Espinosa. Number 7, Eric Perez. Number 8, Jake Vanaschi. Number 9, Sergio Bravo. Number 10, Johan Espinosa. Number 11, Emmanuel Lopez. Number 14, Omar Mendoza. Number 15, Eric Leon. And number 17, Sean Balauro. We're just about ready to start. Eastmont will begin this contest in this chilly East Wenatchee evening. There's the whistle. We are in business here on the east end of the bridge. The touch by Lopez. Lopez and the back line of Eastmont. Feeling the pressure right away. Back to Lopez. Mendoza. Balauro. Balauro across the equator. Looking to connect with Perez. Recovered first by Guerrero for Eisenhower. That one is Avilés. Vanaschi. Recovered once again by Eisenhower. Lopez. Lopez, well surrounded. Little squirrel up. The line doesn't quite work. Johnny Ramirez. Ramirez, marked by 2. Cleared away by Eastmont. Mendoza. Bautista. Lopez for Eisenhower. Guerrero. Fernando Muro. Collision there. No call. Into Eastmont territory. Bautista. Over there is Reynoso. Marked by Van Ashi. Shot heart of the box. The quick turn. This could be interesting. A good move. The shot! And a good save that time by Rishko. Matt Wyson to start the action here tonight.
Yeah, good job by Rishko. Standing tall, keeping composure, and deflecting that ball out.
Isaac Espinosa with the shot for Eisenhower. Throw in for Eastmont. Van Ashi. Mendoza. Back to Van Ashi. Further towards the line. Across midfield we go. Recovered by Eisenhower. Fernando Muro. This guy has got the best last name for a defensive player. Muro, which means wall in Spanish. Let's see how easy it is to get past him. Or hard it is to get past him. Balauro. Recovered by Eisenhower. Mendoza. Once again, Eisenhower scooping it back. Bautista. Whistle on the play. Foul called. It will be Eastmont ball. Omar Mendoza. Lopez. Between those two, they have some of the best hairstyles I've seen on a soccer pitch in a long, long time. Lopez. Eric Leon. Eisenhower on this recovery. And Alejandro Lopez. Long kick upfield. Johnny Ramirez. Heart of the box. Battling with Jose Espinosa. The ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eisenhower ball.
Yeah, good job by that defense back there, pinching in on that attacker. He had a step on him and actually had potentially a shot, but good job by Espinosa to squeeze that ball and clear it out.
Eastmont taking care of the danger there. Jose Guerrero. Espinosa. Good ball that time. Interesting move. The mano a mano. The shot. Goal, 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 goal. Crew Gilman for the Eisenhower Cadets. 4 minutes of play. It's 1-0 Ike.
Great blindside run. Good pass between the two defenders, and not much you can do. And you've got to get more compact as a back line and watch your balance. And it wasn't set up correctly, and Eastmont made him pay. Or Eisenhower made him pay.
Sean Balauro. That one is Espinosa. Lopez. One thing we know about this Eastmont's team is that they know how to respond when they're behind by a goal. We saw that against Wenatchee. Flag is up. Offside called. We'll see how they respond here. Playing, and this still sounds unbelievable to me. The first game of the season at home. We're entering the second week in April.
Yeah, they've had a long road schedule. They'll get some good home cooking for a while. I don't know if they play on the road anymore.
No, I think they have a string of games. They're absolutely right.
They've got to get by tonight, though. Spring break games are really difficult, and they've got a few players on vacation, and they're a little thin. They got one player on a red card suspension, and they've got some players a little dinged up. So Eastmont's got to stay composed and got to stay together and work as a unit. They can't really afford to open it up much because they don't have many players coming off the bench.
We were on the field earlier today before the start of this broadcast, and I heard you call them a survival game. That's exactly what they are, survival games. A foul on the play. I understand it was a handball. So it will be indirect free kick for Eisenhower, which leads Eastmont 1-0. Out of the box. Cleared away at the 18. That one is Bravo. Bravo, waiting for it is Mendoza. A little too long. Quick touch. Defensive maneuver by Jose Espinosa. Long ball upfield. Looking to connect with Sergio Bravo. To him it goes. One small correction to the starting lineup of Eisenhower. Reyes Oliveira is wearing number 14, and there we see him with the ball. Oliveira looking to connect with Krug Gilman, and Rishko hits the deck to make the stop. Lopez. Espinosa. Touch from behind. Referee says play on. Quick move along the stripe now on the left side. Espinosa trying to connect with Johnny Ramirez. Ball a bit too long. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. As we approach the 7th minute of play, the Eastmont Wildcats trailing the Eisenhower Cadets 1-0. Lopez taking care of this one. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. And a mistake by the back line of Eisenhower that could have been costly. Bravo. Mendoza. Fancy maneuver, a bit too fancy. The long ball upfield, looking to connect with Gilman once again. Instead, it's Rishko, the goalkeeper. Rishko and Lopez. Lopez marked by Oliveira.
Yeah, Eisenhower's looking to counter really quick and go long. They're looking, as soon as they get the ball, their heads are coming up. They're looking for their number 9 spot, or they're basically their center
forward, yes.
And they're looking to expose that back line a little bit. Eastmont's a little thin back there tonight, and I think Eisenhower might have got tipped off, and they're looking to hit him.
Did you say something? Did you say something to Eisenhower?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that's one down. We'll have to question Rachel Sullivan whether she was the one, our camera expert tonight. Quick roll along the left side. Good combination with Perez. Cleared away by Eisenhower. That one is Espinosa. Quickly well surrounded by 3. Recovered by Bautista. The ball to Ramirez. Ramirez leaves one behind, goes for 2. Ramirez getting that right foot ready. The shot over the crossbar. And a good effort by Eisenhower. It will be a goal kick for Eastmont as we reach the 9-minute mark here at Eastmont High School in East Wenatchee, Washington. You're watching NCW Live Channel, live soccer action all season long from Wenatchee and from East Wenatchee. Delivery from the back line of Eastmont. Pivoting header that time, interrupted by Espinosa. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball, and it is. Windy evening here at East Wenatchee as we approach the final, what should be 2-3 days of spring break for most of these youngsters. Were you a spring break kind of guy back in the day?
I loved spring break. It seemed like it was warmer back when I was in high school, though. Or maybe I was just younger and everything. I wore shorts year-round anyway. So.
A run along the stripe by Krug Gilman. Reynoso. Good job by the back line of Eastmont. Flag is up. It should be Eastmont ball on a free kick, according to the assistant referee.
Yeah, I think he just got his jersey and pulled him back a little bit.
We're approaching now the 11th minute mark here in the first half of play with Eisenhower leading the Eastmont Wildcats 1-0. Johnny Ramirez. Crew Gilman. Back to Ramirez. Taken back by Eastmont via Sergio Bravo. Can't quite control it. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Eisenhower. Our thanks go to our sponsor, Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore, where the name means a great deal. The throw-in now for Eisenhower. That one is Gilman. Gilman and Bautista. Alejandro Lopez, recovered by the other Lopez, Emmanuel, but recovered once again by Alejandro. Foul at the top of the box, right at the 18. And it will be a free kick, dangerous situation here.
Really dangerous
for
location for
Eisenhower.
For a set piece goal or a shot right there.
That's almost right at the 18, maybe 18 and maybe a half yard or so. Taking care of this one will be Johnny Ramirez. 5 on the wall. The shot, Ramirez! And was that a corner kick, Matt Wisen? Because I saw somebody jumping, but the referee has said no, it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, no, that went in untouched. He did a good job getting it up and down really quick. There's not much room to move there. Just another couple inches, and we'd be looking at another goal.
And Manuel Lopez on the goal kick. Espinosa on the fancy move. Good ball up that time. Eric Leon. Shot across. Who's there to connect? And the stop by Robert Gonzalez. And that's the first time we've seen the goalkeeper for Ike in any kind of dangerous situation. It took a while for Eastmont to enter the Eisenhower box, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, Eastmont's not really finding their passes, and I think this bumpy field's kind of negating some of their touch and really kind of slowing things down, going from midfield to forward, and they just look out of sync.
And we have a player down. It's number 11 for Eastmont, Emmanuel Lopez, but play continues. Eisenhower via Crew Gilman. Now it's Ian Reynoso. Emmanuel Lopez is still down. Enters the box.
Yeah.
Shot back.
He might have caught one where you're not going to want to catch one.
Oh. Let's see. The referee stops the play now. And he's signaling this out to somebody to come help him.
Yeah, I think he's going to power through this. But
yeah. His legs are okay. He's walking strong on both legs. Yep, it seems to be like the lower part of his tummy is where, to put it mildly, he suffered the injury. It's almost the 15th minute of play here, 14 minutes and change. And Eastmont trailing Eisenhower 1-0. And just to show that everything is capacitic, that's a chilena, almost a bicycle kick by Lopez, who regrets it immediately because he's still trying to get rid of the pain. The recovery by Eisenhower, taken back that time by Sergio Bravo, getting that left foot ready. The quick touch. Perez, recovered by Ike. Espinosa.
Yeah, that slow pitch here tonight really is interrupting their ability to play one touch, tiki-taka kind of play in the attacking third. And Eastmont, or Ike, is just able to get back and just kind of build a wall in front of that goal and kind of shut them down. Unlike Ike, when they're attacking, they're mainly looking for these long through balls, and therefore they're not touching the ball that much. If you can get it out long and look for one pass, then you don't have to worry about all the other touches in between.
Yeah, when you depend, a good shot over the crossbar that time by number 11, Ian Reynoso. When you depend on playing to feet a bumpy field can mess you up big time.
Mm-hmm.
Goal kick for Eastmont here as we approach the 16th minute of play. Thanks to another sponsor, Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert audio repair specialists. And we have one player warming up on a very, very thin Eastmont bench tonight. It's looks like number 18, Flavio Espinosa. Flag is up. Let's see what the referee has called. It will be a free kick for Eastmont. Lopez taking care of this one. Seems to be doing okay now. 16 minutes 35. There's the shot. Keeping it low. A good turn that time by Perez. Trying to clear it away is the back line of Ike. And on the counter move, there's Gilman. Gilman trying to get past Jose Espinosa. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Eastmont, and a substitution coming also for the Wildcats, as well as for Eisenhower. It's number 6 for Eisenhower. It's Rene Licea, number 6. And for the Wildcats is number 18, Flavio Espinosa. So the first subs here, a quarter hour and change into this contest. Vanaschi looking to connect with Johan Espinosa. Taken back by Bautista. Bautista and Ian Reynoso. The ball upfield, looking to find Licea. Recovered by the back line of Eastmont. Vanaschi once again. Vanaschi, marked by Reynoso. Vanaschi, the touch across the equator, the nice heel touch that time. Lopez, widening the field a little bit, making some room. Lopez and Espinosa. A good ball that time for Eric Leon. The shot across! And let's see what Mendoza can do. Mendoza, the header, nobody there. And cleared away partially by Ike. Then 20 yards out, the shot by Johan Espinosa. And the stop by Robert Gonzalez.
That was a good-looking attack right there. Just missed a couple times.
Reminiscent of what we're used to seeing from Eastmont.
Yeah, I think they're kind of figuring the field out a little bit now. It takes them a while. Coach Duffy was saying this is their second time on this pitch all year. So, Eisenhower, I'm sure, has played on much more consistent fields. Or maybe not. Maybe Eisenhower has had their fair share of pitches that look similar and are coming out ahead, but you never quite know.
Still, what it adds up to is basically an away game for both teams because neither team has played much on this field at all. The run along the right side by Balauro, taken back by Licea. Licea, the shot across, trying to connect with Reynoso. A little too long that time. Vanaschi on the counter, trying to make something happen from the very back end of the field. Across the equator it goes. Stopped there by Alejandro Lopez. Trying again is Vanaschi. Charged from behind. Mendoza looking for a foul. No call.
Yeah, that looks like a foul to me right there.
Trying again is Balauro. Balauro and Mendoza. Mendoza trying to shake off a marker. Cannot do it. Recovered once again by Bautista. Approaching the top of the box. And the clearing by the back line of Eastmont with more urgency than style. Once again, Eisenhower with possession. Into Eastmont territory we go. Balauro. Trying to scoop it back for Ike was Licea. The quick header by number 14, Oliveira. Trying to make something happen now into Eisenhower territory. The quick give and go between Johan Espinosa, who's asking for a handball that time. Nothing happening from the referee. Yeah. Licea.
You got to get back on the ball and not stand there with your hand up calling for that. You got to keep playing. I've seen way too many times people getting burned by standing and hoping to get a call from the ref.
20 minutes, 19 seconds into this one with Eastmont trailing Eisenhower 1-0. You're watching NCW Live channel. Thank you for being with us. Sebastian Moraga along with Matt Wisen. Rachel Sullivan on camera. Dan Coons, our own field producer. Back at the studio, Becca Freemuth and Uriah Darby. Bringing you live soccer action from East Wenatchee. Johnny Ramirez.
He's so good on the ball. Holds that ball really well, makes good decisions.
Alejandro Lopez! And Mr. Rishko has to punch it away and send it to the corner kick.
That was dangerous. He missed that. He lost that ball, and that wind was pushing it around. He was on his heels, not where you want to be as a keeper.
The corner kick, first one of the game for either team, and a quick substitution, a couple of them, as a matter of fact, for Eisenhower. We'll tell you in a second who has entered the pitch. One of them looks to be number 12. There's the long corner kick across the mouth of the goal, and the other one is number 21. So it will be number 12 and 21. 21 is Carlos Sanchez, and number 12 is Alejandro Rosario. So the two new incorporations for the Eisenhower Cadets. Mendoza, Ramirez, Lopez, rejected with the header by Andres Lopez. One try by Eastman, the shot, and the sweeping save by Robert Gonzalez. A good effort by the Wildcats that time, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a goal. It was a great job continuing to run through that back line and hit him perfectly. Just the keeper read that perfectly and came out and cut down the angle.
Whistle on the play, foul called against the Wildcats. It will be Eisenhower ball, judging by what the referee was doing. Somebody was tugging on somebody else's jersey. Don't want to do that. 22 minutes, 44 seconds into this one. Eastmont and Eisenhower battling it out with the Cadets leading the Wildcats. 1-0. A quick move along the right flank of the box, keeping it in bounds, or at least trying to, was Licea. I like what this guy Licea has brought to the Eisenhower style of play. It's a more frontal type of forward.
Yeah, he doesn't play much as a target. He wants that ball in front of him, and he goes at goal.
Lopez, Mendoza, Vanashi, Balauro. Across the equator we go. Sergio Bravo. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eisenhower ball, and it is. Ramirez. Isaac Espinosa. Taken back by Mendoza. Johan Espinosa. Mendoza back to Espinosa. Leaves one behind. Goes for two now. And he does. Getting that left foot ready perhaps. Got a little too greedy there. Play continues. Back to Mendoza. Eastmont definitely finding itself now, Matt Wisen, in the past few minutes at least, I would say.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. I wouldn't be surprised if they did find that goal here pretty soon.
A charge from behind by Omar Mendoza. Referee says foul. And it will be Eisenhower ball as we approach the 25th minute of play here in East Wenatchee. There's the kick. Inside the box, looking to connect with Isaac Espinosa. Referee says foul. It will be a free kick for the Wildcats. Once again, we'd like to thank another one of our sponsors. Our brand new sponsor, as a matter of fact, Confluence Health. Save high-quality care with compassion. Flag is up. None of that will count. It should be Eastmont Wildcat ball. Folks, we'd like to remind you that tomorrow at 2 p.m., we will have a live broadcast of Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse playing Issaquah here in the Wenatchee Valley. And then at 7 p.m., a repeat of El Clásico, Wenatchee and Eastmont soccer from March 28th. The quick run along the stripe. Looking for Licea. To him it goes. Espinosa on the marking. Jose Espinosa has to back up a little bit. Licea does. Licea once again. Aviles. Long kick upfield. Step by Muro. That one is Espinosa, Isaac Espinosa. Recovered by Eastmont. Johan Espinosa. A high leg, absolutely. And that's number 18. Flavio Espinosa. Lots of Espinosas tonight on both teams. It will be a free kick for Eastmont. I can't see from here. Matt Weisen, you're going to have to enlighten me. There's the shot, and it goes over the crossbar. Not a major problem for Robert Gonzalez. I can't see from here. How are we doing crowd-wise tonight?
A decent crowd for spring break and a cold night. Not too bad. I think they're kind of in survival mode as well. They don't seem to be really too into the game.
Quick run.
Kind of huddled under blankets and talking to themselves or amongst themselves.
That was Lopez, Vanashi, Mendoza. He's got a bit of room. Mendoza. Good ball for Espinosa. Espinosa shakes one off, gets past the second one, interrupted by Gilbert Bautista. Trying to get his Vanashi. And Emmanuel Lopez. Emmanuel Lopez looking for Mendoza. Mendoza marked that time by Rosario. Recovered by Eastmont. Nevertheless, Eric Leon, top of the box. Over to scoop it back. Lopez. Emmanuel Lopez. That one is Mendoza, but first on it is Johnny Ramirez. Opening the game up a little bit for Rosario. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. And Eastmont kind of slowly but surely starting to set the pace here in this particular stretch of play.
Yeah, they've got a good run of possession down here on their attacking third. Might be looking to get it in too deep, though. Maybe settle for a couple of little longer shots, 18-23 out, and follow through, trying to pull that back line away from goal a little bit. It might get some openings in behind it.
28 minutes, 6 seconds into this one with Eastmont and Eisenhower battling it out with the Cadets leading the Wildcats 1-0 as we have a substitution. It's Mr. Johnny Ramirez, number 10, being replaced by Jorge Valencia, number 7. A run along the left side of the box. Rejected by Eisenhower. Licea. Pushing the pause button a little bit. Sanchez. Looking to connect with Isaac Espinosa. First runner is Mendoza. Mendoza and Vanashi. Vanashi and Johan. Johan and Omar. Omar. Mendoza, Vanashi. A quick move. Back to Mendoza. Mendoza. Espinosa. That one is Espinosa. The quick move that time. Into the box it goes. Rejected by Andres Lopez. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. Let's see what the referee says, however. Looks like a quick substitution. Eric Perez back on the pitch. And a player flat on his tummy. And it's Emmanuel Lopez, who now is vertical once again. Balauro can't quite control. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Eisenhower. 29 minutes, 47 seconds into this one. You're watching NCW Live channel. Thank you for being with us in this lovely East Wenatchee evening. Licea can't quite connect. Mendoza. That one is Eric Perez. Marked that time by Rosario. Perez prevails. Only slightly. Eisenhower recovers. Shifting to the left. The through ball for Licea. Rishko first on it. It will be Eastmont ball. The delivery doesn't quite work. Recovered quickly by Rosario. Rosario and Bautista. Bautista and Valencia with some room. Valencia enters the box. Valencia the shot and the stop. And 2 tries by Vladimir Rishko. Espinosa and Mendoza. Johan Espinosa, that is. Mendoza. The quick touch to the back. Jose Espinosa looking to connect with Sergio Bravo. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball as we have crossed the 30-minute threshold. 31:06 into this one. Espinosa Jose. The ball for Sergio Bravo doesn't quite work. It bounces off a defender. It should be Eastmont ball once again. Shambalauro.
Omar's playing much deeper today than he was against Wenatchee. He came back for the ball a little bit during Eastmont's lull and was playing a little deeper like this then as well. But then I don't know if you remember when Eastmont got back into the swing of things, they moved Omar up top, pushed him forward into the 9 or 10 spot, and that's kind of Eastmont fed off of that energy, and he was able to find little holes in Wenatchee's defense and have some success.
Omar did?
Yeah.
Omar. Well, he got the third goal. He got the game winner.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a foul called. It will be Eisenhower ball, and Emmanuel Lopez getting some treatment. It looks he was getting one of his ankles checked out, so maybe
he was a little dinged up coming into this game.
And a couple of players make that one player for Eisenhower warming up at the edge of the field. The header by Jose Espinosa connecting with Mendoza on defensive labor. Trying again is Sanchez. That one is Lopez. Lopez and Isaac Espinosa. Recovered by the Wildcats. Isaac Espinosa to scoop it back for Eisenhower. Bad delivery. Johan on the move. A quick run along the right side. Flavio Espinosa interrupted. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be thrown for Eastmont, and I look forward to what Eastmont has prepared on this one. Matt Wisen.
Yeah, I'm looking for a sub here from Ike because number 3's coming in.
Number 3 will return to the pitch. The guy who has the only tally so far, that's Crew Gilman. Mendoza. Perez, whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee says. Apparently that throw-in happened a little too quickly for the referee's taste. 33 minutes, 22 seconds into this one. Johan Espinosa shot across.
Great
Robert
shot.
Gonzalez. Trying again is Eric Perez, the shot, and Robert Gonzalez with the stop. Good effort by Eastmont and a very decent effort by Robert Gonzalez, blocking both of those shots twice.
Yeah, Perez just missed that shot. He wanted to swing that wide and hook it in. That first shot came in with a lot of pace, and too bad Eastmont wasn't following through on that. I think they would have tallied one.
Jose Espinosa into Eisenhower territory, recovered by Ike. Andres Lopez pushing upfield for Eastmont now is Eric Perez. Cleared away by Jose Guerrero. Good touch that time for Crew Gilman. Gilman enters the box, sweeps one away. The shot, and trying to surprise Rishko. Instead, it will be goal kick for the Eastmont Wildcats. Sports on NCW Live channel is also brought to you by AC Checkers Taxi Cab, Neil's Boots and Shoes, and Quick Lube and Tune. A great big thank you to all of our distinguished sponsors. Mendoza. Espinosa Jose. Trying to connect with Van Asche. That one is Johan Espinosa back to Mendoza. Mendoza making some room as he goes, like the poet said. Long kick back by Eisenhower. Jose Espinosa on the clearing. Bit too wide for Eric Perez to catch up to. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Cadets. 35 minutes, 15 seconds into this one, with Eisenhower leading Eastmont 1-0. That one is Sanchez, marked by Sergio Bravo. Sanchez shot across and wide. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont goal kick, as we have a couple of more substitutions coming your way. Number 11 for the Cadets, Number 11, Ian Reynoso will get some more playing time, one of the starters for Ike. Mendoza. Recovered by Eisenhower via Espinosa, Isaac this time. Krug-Gelman. That one is Valencia. Good job shaking that one off. The shot and the stop by Mr. Rishko. Another good stop by the Russian goalkeeper.
Eastmont's back line still having a hard time finding their shape. Their cover man isn't in there. I think their holding mid isn't dropping in deeper enough to provide that cover because they're just looking at mainly the width or the balance on that back line, and so they're missing a second guy and just not providing a very stout wall, if you will.
Sometimes it seems to me that it's a little too easy for Rishko to find himself in a situation where he's all alone back there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're playing that 3 back, and you need to have those holes filled by your midfield, and it's just not quite happening well enough. They're kind of staying high and throwing that back line out of sync.
Eric Leon takes a seat. Putting the ball in motion is Bravo. Bravo and Vanashi, recovered by Ike. Ian Reynoso. Once again is Sergio Bravo for Eastmont. Whistle on the play, clear foul in my opinion. And that's a yellow card, first yellow card of the game for Sanchez. Sanchez, number 21, Carlos Sanchez of the Eisenhower Cadets. So far, a rather clean game, I'd have to say, though, Matt Weiser.
Yeah, not too bad. Just some pulling here and there.
Krug-Gelman. Through ball that time, looking to connect with Reynoso. Reynoso, shot across. Cleared away by Balauro. Scooping it back for Eisenhower is Bautista. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Eisenhower. 37 make that 38 minutes on the scoreboard clock. And we have another substitution for the Cadets, the Eisenhower Cadets.
Eastmont's outside mids aren't quite getting back and pinching far enough either and making things more compact in the middle. So overall, it's just a team effort that's got to get tightened up if they want to, put the plug on things and shut them down.
Reyes Oliveira with the substitution. He came in for Ike a second ago. Espinosa recovered by Omar Mendoza. That one moves it upfield, looking to connect with Flavio Espinosa. We seem to have had, that was another substitution. It was number 5, Jose Machado, who took the spot of Eric Leon. Sean Balauro. Jose Espinosa. Machado. Recovered by Ike only partially. Vanashi and Mendoza. I like the way these two communicate. Not that time, of course, because here comes Ike. Run along the right side of the box. This could be interesting. Taken back by Aviles. Johan Espinosa can't quite control it. Recovered by Ike. Top of the box that time. A good shot. Good move that time. And Krug-Gelman makes it 2 for his personal account. In injury time, Eisenhower takes a 2-0 lead.
Way too much room back there to operate, and way too big of a passing lane and a running gap.
Mendoza. And that is the end of a rather troublesome first half for the Eastmont Wildcats, who now trail 2-0 against the Eisenhower Cadets. When we come back, we will have a first half recap and a whole lot more here on NCW Live channel. Don't go away. Welcome back to East Wenatchee, home of the Wildcats and home to our other perplexing boys soccer team's performance with Eisenhower leading Eastmont 2-0, my Wisen.
Yeah, Eastmont's having a hard time finding some chemistry. Maybe this little bumpy pitch is kind of throwing them off a little bit. And they just haven't really been able to find the goal in the attacking third. Defensively, they're really out of shape. Their compactness, they're way too spread out. And the midfield needs to get back and pinch in, fill those gaps, and just stand strong and find your assignments and stick with them. There seems to be a little bit of communication issues going on. It's just causing grief back there. They don't look very confident. Passing lanes are wide open, running lanes are wide open, and they found goal twice. So they need to solve that going forward.
What's surprising about all this is that they're down 2-0, and at times they looked like they were really knocking on the door. I mean, on when they were in Eisenhower territory, they knew what they were doing. Little by little, they found their groove, they found their rhythm, they found each other, and they started to bring some danger to the gate defended by Robert Gonzalez. But all of a sudden, boom, it's 2-0.
Yeah, they're close. I mean, one goal, 2-0. I always say 2-0 is the worst lead to have.
By far.
Absolutely worst lead. If Eastmont comes out in the next 10 minutes of the second half, watch for a completely different game. Watch Eastmont to get that second goal. Eisenhower, or usually the team with the 2-0 lead, will get tight once they surrender a goal. They don't want to surrender the next one, so they go into a defensive mode. And then that just gives the attacking team all that much more confidence to pull forward and just start blasting away at the goal.
Absolutely. When we come back, we will have the 40 minutes of this second half here on NCW Live Channel. Thank you for being with us. Don't go away. Welcome back to the second half of this contest between Eisenhower and Eastmont, with Eisenhower from Yakima leading the Wildcats 2-0. Both goals courtesy of Mr. Krugilman, number 3, for Eisenhower in the 4th minute and in the 40th minute of play. Lopez. Eisenhower now doing their thing from left to right on your screen. The Wildcats maneuvering from right to left. Sebastián Avilés. That one is Flavio Espinosa. Omar Mendoza. First on it is Andres Lopez. Long kick upfield. Looking to connect with Ramirez. First on it, however, is Jose Espinosa. Vanashi. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's see what the assistant referee says. It will be Eastmont ball. I believe we played under artificial lights the entire contest so far, no, Matt?
Yeah, they turn them on early. It's hard to tell when they really take effect or not because it comes on so early. It's just such a slow change.
That was Eastmont recovering via Lopez, trying to connect with Espinosa Johan. Flavio Espinosa. The touch for Eric Perez, recovered and surrounded, I beg your pardon. The move for Johnny Ramirez. Ramirez, marked by Sean Balauro. Whistle on the play. Mendoza on the move, trying to connect with Johan Espinosa. Back to Mendoza. Jose Espinosa. That one is Balauro. Mendoza. Off to the races we go. Espinosa. Johan, leaving one behind, trying for two. Whistle on the play. No whistle on the play. Play continues. Vanashi, 30 yards. The chipper to the left corner of the field. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw-in for Eastmont. No corner kicks so far for the Wildcats in this game as we approach the 3-minute mark in the second half. Emmanuel Lopez, the header, recovered by Eisenhower. Jose Espinosa and Vanashi. Vanashi and Eric Perez, the turn, marked by Andres Lopez. Ball goes out of bounds. Eisenhower ball, throw-in. Bautista. Vanashi. Vanashi, the move to his left before Espinosa can commit. It's scooped back by Fernando Muro. The through ball trying to look for Crew Gilman. To him it goes. First on it, however, is Sean Balauro. Ball goes out of bounds. Eisenhower ball. 43 minutes, 43 seconds into this one with Eastmont trailing the Eisenhower Cadets 2-0. You're watching NCW Live Channel. Thank you for being with us tonight and every other night that we've brought you live soccer action from both sides of the bridge. Mendoza. Recovered that time by Oliveira. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. Throw-in for the Wildcats. Interrupted by Eisenhower. Gilman and Reynoso, recovered by Aviles and Mendoza. Mendoza and Lopez. Lopez looking for Johan Espinosa. A bit too long that time. The header doesn't quite work. Flavio Espinosa on the recovery. Marked by Isaac Espinosa. It's like a family reunion in a way. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Eisenhower. Good recovery that time. Johnny Ramirez on the run. Ramirez. The quick give and go doesn't quite work. Vanashi and Lopez. Mendoza. Aviles on his left. Instead pushes it up for Leon. Recovered by Eisenhower. Bautista. Bautista and Gilman. Gilman and Bautista. Bautista the touch to his right for Alejandro Lopez. Top of the box. Clear away by Vanashi. Eric Perez. Off to the races we go across midfield. Good job that time. Flavio Espinosa. Eric Perez. Good ball for Ramirez. A bit too long. Back into Eastmont territory. Gilman. First on it is Lopez. This could be interesting. Lopez. Mendoza with plenty of room on this side. The ball for Leon. Lopez. Back to Leon. Slips on the grass. Lopez recovers. Back to Leon. Mendoza with some room. Along the left side. Has to catch up to it though. And number 5, Fernando Muro, sends it cleanly, in my opinion, to the corner kick. Matt Wisen.
Yeah, I didn't see much there. That looked good to me. Little harsh first touch by Omar. Otherwise, he may have had that ball, and that slide tackle wouldn't have happened.
First corner kick of the game for Eastmont happening in the 46th minute of play, 6.5 minutes into the second half. There's the corner kick. Far post, the header, Mendoza. Over the crossbar it goes.
He was all alone in the middle there. That was a mismark by Eisenhower, and they're lucky they didn't pay a price for that. Omar usually puts those away.
Folks, a quick reminder that April 9th on Sunday, we will be rebroadcasting the match between Wenatchee and Shadle Park, the soccer match, at noon. Then at 2 p.m. we will be rebroadcasting the match between Eastmont, these guys in the white shirts, and Shadle Park. Then at 5 p.m. we will be replaying the Wenatchee against Quincy matchup at 5 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. we will be replaying the Wenatchee against Sunnyside match from a few weeks back as well. So plenty of soccer for you to enjoy on Sunday here on NCW Live Channel. Mendoza.
Eastmont is playing a little more spirited now in the second half. They moved Omar up just a hair. Not much, but he is getting into the offensive attack a little bit more.
And there is Mendoza himself. Although the referee says that ball belongs to Eisenhower. The Cadets with the ball as we reach the 48-minute mark. 8 minutes into this second half of play. And Gilman, crew, sends it out of bounds. The referee disagrees with me. We'll go with the experts on this one. It will be a throw-in for Eisenhower. Mendoza from Avilés. Gilman on the recovery. Gilman. The touch for Johnny Ramirez. For Ian Reynoso. Recovered by Espinosa Jose. Once again, Eisenhower. Ramirez. Lopez. Still Ramirez. Touch back for Oliveira. Opening the game up a little bit. Gilman, the shot. Gilman over the crossbar. It will be a goal kick for Eastmont. Still trailing 2-0 against Yakima's Eisenhower Cadets. 49 minutes on the scoreboard clock. 10 minutes into this second half of play. Espinosa, Johan that time, and Mendoza. Taken back by Ian Reynoso. Mendoza manages to touch it. Keeping it alive is Leon. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. A little more verve to the Eastmont play this second half so far, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, they're a little more spirited. They're getting after those 50-50 balls a little more than they were in the first half. And, their time is limited. They've got about 30 minutes left in this match if they want to do something.
Lopez. The header by the defense doesn't quite work. Still, the clearing works a little bit better. Espinosa Jose. Balauro. Gilman. This could be interesting. That could have been very, very dangerous.
Yeah, that was an awkward ball sent back.
Johnny Ramirez. Balauro. Looking to catch up with Johan Espinosa. To him it goes. Espinosa. Opening the game up on the right side. Shot across. The header. Cleared away by the back line of Eisenhower. Isaac Espinosa. Jose Espinosa. Ian Reynoso and Avilés. Avilés prevailing. Back to Rishko. Rishko the kick, the short kick. Avilés can't quite control it. Still bounces near Mendoza. He scoops it up. Mendoza and Lopez. A bit too long for Lopez, and it will be Eisenhower ball.
Eastmont's still a little tentative to move forward. They still had 6 back that last attack. It's not going to get it done against Eisenhower, especially if they're getting 10 back, 8 to 10 back. You need numbers up, and you're going to lose the ball every time.
Licea will take a spot on the pitch for Eisenhower, and Mr. Perez will take a seat and be replaced by Sergio Bravo and the Wildcats lineup. NCW Live channel bringing you this clash between Eisenhower and Eastmont, with Eastmont trailing 2-0 since the 40th minute when Drew Crew Gilman had his second personal tally. Lopez. Scooped back by Gilbert Bautista. That one is Andres Lopez. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball. On Tuesday, April the 11th, we will have a replay of the lacrosse game between Lewis and Clark and Wenatchee Valley. This one dating back to March 18th. There's Mendoza, and it looks like number 5, Machado. Leon. The shot across doesn't quite work. It will be Eisenhower ball via this goal kick. From Machado on the right side to Leon on the left side. The shot across didn't quite work. Long kick upfield, recovered by Ismon. There's Lopez. Lopez and Mendoza. Mendoza being marked by Bautista. Mendoza and Vanashi. Vanashi opening the game up, way up that time for Sergio Bravo. The chipper to the top of the box. Espinosa. Espinosa and Leon. Nice
Great
move
turn.
that time. Shot across, and number 5, Fernando Muro, has to hit the deck to clear that one away. Second corner kick for Eastmont, second of the half.
Great job now
As
by
well.
Eric Leon to bring that ball down and turn in tight space.
Let's see what happens here as we approach the 53-minute, 15-second mark, with Eastmont still trailing 2-0. Something has to happen, and something has to happen fast, or otherwise you start playing the clock as well as the team across the field from you. The header.
Yeah, you need to tally a goal here pretty soon if you want Eisenhower just not to put the bus back in front of the goal and call it a game. They let another 15 minutes go by or so, and they're still on a 2-0 lead. They're not going to be stretched very much anymore. They're just going to probably be content to sit on that.
And take the 3 points back to the Palm Springs of Washington, as Yakima liked to call itself for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Lopez. Eric Leon. Marked that time by Alejandro Lopez. Good job that time, leaving one behind. The quick touch for back to Lopez, back to Leon. That doesn't quite work. Still, Ismael managing to recover. And cleared away with more urgency than style by number 17, Alejandro Lopez. So Mr. Mendoza with a bit of urgency to his movement now. Mendoza and Aviles. Aviles and Espinosa Jose. Vanashi. The quick move. Machado. Back to Vanachi. Jose Espinosa past Emmanuel Lopez. There's Emmanuel Lopez pushing it upfield. Mendoza sent away that time by Licea. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball, and it is. Mendoza and Lopez. Lopez and Vanashi. Vanashi leaving one behind, trying for two. He does. Good job. Espinosa Johan. The shot doesn't quite work. Scooped back by number 18 for the Eisenhower Cadets, Valle. Lopez on the recovery. The through ball can't quite reach Espinosa. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for Eastmont. Lopez. Lopez. And looks like Flavio Espinosa, yes. Fernando Muro on the clearing. Balauro. It's like a ping pong game of sorts sometimes. There's Isaac. Make that Johnny Ramirez. Balauro on the marking. Flag is up. It will be Eisenhower ball. 56 minutes on the dot into this one. 16 minutes into the second half of play. We have a quick substitution, it looks like, for Eisenhower. We'll tell you in a second who has entered the contest. A foul call and a foul granted between, let's see, that was number 10, Espinosa, Johan Espinosa, and his marker. Bit of a frank exchange of ideas that time. And it will be a free kick for Eastmont. You're watching NCW Live channel. Live soccer action all season long from Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. There's Lopez. Header doesn't quite work. Cleared away by Eisenhower. Recovered by Aviles. Back to Lopez. That one is Gilbert Bautista. Bautista. And that one is Licea. Cleared away by the back line of Eastmont into Ike territory. Espinosa Johan. Looking to connect with Mendoza. Bit too short. On the move is Eisenhower. Recovered nimbly by the back line of the Wildcats. Balauro. Looking for Mendoza. First runner is Reynoso. That one's Reynoso. Reynoso. The shot, not a major problem for Vladimir Rishko. Aviles. Aviles. Looking to connect with Vanaschi. First on it, however, is number 8, Espinosa, Isaac Espinosa. Backing up a little bit for Rosario. Rosario and Ian Reynoso. Into the box he goes. Trying to shake one off. He does. Let's see what he can make happen here. Cleared away by Vanaschi, Mendoza, and ultimately Aviles. Aviles, the touch for Eric Leon. A bit too long. It will be Eisenhower ball. 58 minutes, 12 seconds into this one. We're approaching the half of the second half. Johan Espinosa with some room. Alex Flores on the mark. That's the player that just entered the contest for Eisenhower. It will be a corner kick, third corner kick of the half, third overall for the game, as we have another substitution for Eisenhower. Number 21 will enter the pitch, Carlos Sanchez. There's a shot. Not a major problem for Ian Reynoso. Lets it sail away, and it will be a throw-in for Eisenhower.
Yeah, he missed that ball by quite a bit there. Just put that completely out of play. Maybe got a little too amped up on that cross.
Carlos Sanchez, the only recipient of a caution here in today's contest, a yellow card halfway through the first half. There's Vanaschi. With the ball is Balauro. Moving it upfield for Bravo. First runner is the back line of Eisenhower. Cleared away into Eastmont territory, and a mistake.
Oh.
And a foul, a clear foul that time, a desperate foul of sorts.
Should be a card.
That should be a card, and that's exactly what the referee is holding. Yellow card for Jose Espinosa. 60th minute of play.
He could have gotten a little lucky there with just the yellow, too.
Yeah, because that was pretty blatant right there.
Well, and I'm not so sure if he doesn't pull him back, he's not going one-on-one
That's
with
right.
the keeper.
That's right. There's a clear opportunity of goal. That often, when you foul in that situation, that often results in a red card. Does that look like 10 yards to you, Matt? Not to me.
No, it looks a little less than 10, but maybe they got away with it there.
Whistle on the play. Offside was called against number 11, Ian Reynoso, off the free kick by Johan Ramirez. Make that Johnny Ramirez, and it will be indirect free kick for Eastmont, who are right now officially into game-chasing mode, in my opinion. 20 minutes left. They got to score at least twice to salvage something, or at least to go into overtime.
Yep. They got to get that first one if they want this lid to come off. Other than that, otherwise, it's not feeling like it right now, though. Eastmont's kind of chasing the game. They're losing their composure. They're playing long ball. They're not keeping connected with the rest of their team and moving forward, and it's just not looking very good. 3
more substitutions. One for Eisenhower. It's number 12, Alejandro Rosario. And 2 for Eastmont, number 5 and number 7. We'll tell you in a second.
Machado and Perez.
Machado and Perez, Eric Perez, returning to the pitch. There's Aviles. Over to scoop it back for Eisenhower is Johnny Ramirez. The touch back to Ramirez now. The shot across. And the clearing by Aviles inside the 6. There's Mendoza in defensive labor. Licea. Rosario. Whistle on the play, foul called. It should be another free kick and another dangerous situation for a rather discombobulated back line of the Eastmont Wildcats, Matt Wisen.
Yep.
62 minutes, 27 seconds into this one, with Eastmont trailing Eisenhower 2-0. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the goalkeeper defending inside the box. Let's see what Eisenhower can make happen here. 62 minutes 55. There's the kick. Rejected. Trying again for Eisenhower was Alejandro Lopez. Quick move. A good counter on. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, that ball was too direct.
Bit too long that time. The connection between Eric Perez and Johan Espinosa.
Pull it back and give number 17 a yellow card here for disrupting something behind the play.
17 for
Eisenhower.
That would be Mr. Alejandro Lopez, the third yellow card of the game. 2 for Eisenhower and 1 for Eastmont so far. And another substitution. This time it's number 7 Valencia entering the game for Eisenhower. And a free kick. Almost, I would say, 2-3 yards away from the center spot. There's Aviles. Top of the box, the shot, and goalkeeper for Eisenhower just watches it sail by. And now we'll have a goal kick for the Cadets. 64 minutes, 12 seconds into this one. You're watching NCW Live Channel, live soccer action all season long. From both the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee and the Eastmont Wildcats field here in East Wenatchee. Whistle on the play. It will be a throw-in for Eastmont. Aviles. Espinosa Jose. Mendoza. Mendoza trying to connect with Bravo. Bravo, cleared away by Megdad Eisenhower. Balauro. Rishko. Back to Balauro. Keeping it in bounds, he does. Vanashi to his left. Instead, it's Ike recovering via Licea. Licea, heart of the box. A bit too long for Rosario.
No. Watching Eastmont right now, very few people are checking back for the ball. They were doing a really good job of that against Wenatchee and always had opportunities because of that. Right now it seems like they're running away from the ball, can just play long.
Whistle on the play, a free kick once again, and a rather acrobatic maneuver by number 7 Valencia to get back up on his feet. Yeah, against Wenatchee, it always gave the impression that when an Eastmont player had the ball, he had 1, 2, 3 opportunities almost right in front of him for a quick pass, a quick touch, and to keep the possession and the ball moving. We haven't seen that today.
Yeah, well, spring break. I guess I can just say spring break.
Spring break, a thin bench, a bumpy field. It's tough to finesse your movements when you're playing under those circumstances sometimes. There's the shot.
Great
and
shot.
A good stop by Mr. Rishko. A good effort that time and a corner kick for the Eisenhower Cadets. The first corner kick of the half for the visitors. That was an impressive effort that time for both parts.
That ball was going in. It's Mr. Rishko just kind of misread that initially and then did a good job to carry that over.
Corner kick coming from the left side. Whistle on the play. It will be a foul call. You cannot charge the goalkeeper inside the 6. It will be a goal kick for Eastmont. 66 minutes, 55 seconds into this one, and the Eastmont Wildcats still looking for their first tally tonight, trailing the Eisenhower Cadets 2-0. And there's Johan Ramirez. And cleared away first by number 23, Jose Guerrero. A couple of times I've glanced to my left and I've seen you shake your head, Matt Weiss. And where's the source of this frustration?
Oh, just as a coach.
There's Lopez. Out of the box. Back to Lopez. Enters the box. He's being pulled. Now he's not. Lopez. The shot by number 7, Eric Perez bounces off a defender, and we have another corner kick for Eastmont. The third, make that the fourth of this second half, and fourth overall for the Wildcats. There's the corner kick. Nobody can connect. Nobody in a white jersey anyway. Trying to snuff out the counterattack and a collision there. Play continues. It's Licea. Back on the bounds is Bautista. Switching over for Sanchez. Sanchez cleared away by Espinosa. Jose this time. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball, and it is. 68 minutes, 25 seconds into this one. With Eastmont trailing Eisenhower 2-0. Bounces off number 12, Rosario. It will be once again a throw-in for Eastmont, and that's not where the throw-in happened, Mr. Lopez. I appreciate the effort, but you have to back up a few yards.
Yeah, we need to be a little more game aware. Some of the players don't realize they got to get the ball back in quickly, and this just cost them about 35 seconds or so.
Ball goes out of bounds once again. Lopez. Lopez looking to connect with Perez. First runner is the back line of Eisenhower. Valencia. Recovered by the Cats.
Eastmont's, one thing that home cooking can do for you. If Eisenhower's here, or down 2 right now, they're not pulling balls off the bench like Eastmont are and throwing them back into the pitch. Usually you've got 3 match balls for the game.
Yeah.
And they're checked in by the referees. Well, Eastmont's being a little sneaky here, and they've got several balls under their bench that they're able to feed back into play really quick and keep that game going.
Bit of a dangerous play. Referee says play on. Vanashi. Vanashi looking to connect with Machado. Machado. Marked that time, it looks like, by Rosario. Machado dancing along the stripe, that ball. Looking to connect with Eric Perez. Ball goes out of bounds, and there's Coach Duffy trying to get things back in motion rather quickly. And a quick substitution. Now it's number 15, Eric Leon, returning to play. Lopez, Perez, back to Lopez, back to Perez. Cleared away partially by Licea, that doesn't quite work. Machado. Sebastián Avilés, switching flanks now. The clearing doesn't work. Sergio Bravo. Let's see, we have a whistle on the play. Let's see what the referee has called. I think he has called a foul on Eastmont. It should be Eisenhower ball then.
Yeah, he undercut him there. That was a dangerous play.
70 minutes, 57 seconds into this one. 10 minutes, make that just a shade under 10 minutes to go.
He just stopped it for the injury. He didn't call the foul.
Jose Guerrero. Valencia, taken back by Eastmont. There's Mendoza. Backing up for Avilés. Avilés and Espinosa, Jose Espinosa. That touch doesn't quite work. Cannot reach Sergio Bravo. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for the Cadets. And we see Coach Duffy at the edge of the field, looking perplexed. Jose Espinosa. Rejected that time by Jose Guerrero. Licea and Sanchez. Sanchez and Rosario. Nearing the top of the box. A good effort that time. Valle. Rosario.
Well, credit to Eisenhower. They're still pressing. They're still looking to tally another goal.
They want to put this one away, without a doubt. They're not just waiting for the clock to do them a favor.
And Eastmont's not able to send as many forward because they know Eisenhower's likely to counter them. Fernando
Muro. Flores. across midfield into Eastmont territory. Flag is up, offside, none of that will count. .72 minutes, 46 seconds into this one.
Yeah, that's a lost duck flying over the field.
I was wondering why that was.
Yeah.
Quick substitution happening now for Eisenhower. We have number 9 entering the contest. And number 9 on the roster for the Cadets is Ismael Rodriguez, Izzy Rodriguez, who's listed as number 0 on the roster today. There's Mendoza trying to keep it alive. Yes, he does.
Corner kick.
It will be a corner kick, the 5th one of the half, 5th one overall of the game for the Wildcats. There's Mendoza, the quick touch for Vanashi, and Vanashi over the crossbar.
Yeah, you got to do better than an off-balance shot like that. I know time's drawn short, but taking an off-balance back heel shot.
He had options too. He had several teammates waiting, especially on this side, on the left side of the box. 73 minutes make that 74 minutes into this one. We're 6 minutes away from the end of regulation, although the scoreboard clock only makes it to 78 to avoid, I guess, that ugly sound of the horns that are, for some reason, still prevalent in some college soccer fields, up and including some in Seattle, I might say. They like to do the countdown, and they like to do the horn.
I'm not a fan of the NCAA style. And even some high schools down south.
Really?
Yep.
When you say down south, you mean?
Not Washington, but South Texas-ish.
Okay. Free kick coming for the Wildcats. It will be Mr. Mendoza. Mendoza and Vanashi. Vanashi and Johan Espinosa. Whistle on the play. Foul call. Free kick.
Come on, guys. Get up.
Is that a bit too far for Espinosa's foot?
Oh, no. That's right in his wheelhouse right there.
Let's see. The referee counting.
He's been a little bit hot and cold today, though, so we'll see how he...
Espinosa or the ref?
Espinosa.
Okay. There's the right foot ready. 4 on the wall. 20-plus yards out the shot. And let's see what the referee says.
Nope.
No, that one didn't make it fully across the goal line. And a bit of a scary moment for Robert Gonzalez, the goalkeeper for Eisenhower, and sad as it is to say, that's as close as Eastmont has come in a while to putting one on the board here, Matt.
Yeah, Eastmont's not generating very many quality shots in the second half.
All right, we're back in business here with Mr. Vanashi battling, as he's done basically the entire game, with some of those tall Eisenhower forwards. Sanchez. Jose Espinosa. Recovered that time by Eastmont. By that Eisenhower. And now Eastmont. Aviles. Vanashi. Mendoza. The fans still cheering and still trying to encourage from the bleachers. Bit too long that time. Mendoza can't control. Recovered quickly by Rosario. Vanashi takes back to Mendoza. Mendoza and Jose Espinosa.
Such a big gap between the back line and the forwards that you're relying on a 25, 30-yard ball to make connection. It's just a 50-50 ball at that point. So you're going to lose half your passes at that point. And that's just not good enough.
77 minutes, 3 seconds into this one. The scoreboard clock, just one more trip around the numbers. And the ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in. Lopez taking care of it, Emmanuel Lopez. Johan Espinosa back to Lopez. Partially cleared away by Eisenhower. Valencia. Valencia and Licea. To his right awaits Sanchez. Chooses to go straight up, a little to the left actually. There is Rishko with the stop. Rishko. Mendoza not having a good night. Lopez. Lopez. Leon looking for Johan Espinosa, a bit too long that time. And Espinosa sends it out of bounds. It should be Eisenhower ball. Folks, we'd like to thank everybody who's been involved with this production, starting with Uriah Darby and Rachel Sullivan on camera. Dan Kuntz, our own field producer, Becca Freemuth, and of course, my partner here to my left, Matt Wisen. There's a lot of people working very hard to bring this to you, and hope to have you with us on our upcoming broadcasts as well. Espinosa, Johan. Mendoza, acting as a screen for Van Aschie, doesn't quite work. Valencia. Oh my goodness. Almost an acrobatic landing that time for Valencia. He seems to be doing okay. Play continues. We're into injury time almost. We're about a minute away from injury time. Lopez, Mendoza. Mendoza into the box. Mendoza. And the referee says penalty kick. Yes, sir. Your call, Matt Wisen.
That's penalty all the way. And he got ball, but he came through a little bit too much of the leg to get to that ball.
And we're in for a rather cardiac unfriendly finish to this game. If, of course, Mr. Espinosa manages to make this a one-goal match. It's Gonzalez and Johan Gonzalez. Two-actor scene in this particular play. There's the shot, and it's 2-1. Thanks to the penalty kick by Johan Espinosa. Let's see what Eastmont can do now.
This is where Eastmont should have picked that ball up instead of been celebrating and trucking it back to the middle to respot. Unfortunately, Eisenhower didn't decide to take the opportunity to waste some time there.
So it's 2-1 now. We'll see what happens here. Referee checking his watch already.
Yeah, we're 30 seconds over now.
Licea. All the way to the Eastmont box. And Mr. Rishko with a bit of trouble. Aviles, he's got to hurry. Balauro. Balauro keeps control. Handball by Balauro. It will be Ike ball.
That's unfortunate. Looks like he's allowing the sub to come in. So usually in the last minute they won't let that happen.
The sub is number 16 for the Cadets, Gilbert Bautista, replacing number 21 Carlos Sanchez. Almost a minute and a half into injury time now. Mendoza. And that is the final whistle that indicates that the Eisenhower Cadets go back to Yakima with the victory over the hosting Eastmont Wildcats by a score of 2-1. Thank you for being with us. We'll be right back after this short break with a full game recap and a whole lot more here on NCW Live Channel. Don't go away. Welcome back to East Wenatchee, home of the Wildcats, where we have just seen the Wildcats take a tough one right on the chin. 2-1 defeat to the visiting Eisenhower Cadets. The first goal, 4th minute, Crew Gilman for Eisenhower. Second goal, 40th minute of the first half, Crew Gilman as well. And then with just a couple of trips around the clock, a penalty kick at the end of the second half to make this a 2-1 contest. But even if we leave aside the final score, Matt Wisen, a lot to think about for the Eastmont Wildcats after tonight.
Yeah, they didn't look like they played with purpose tonight. They didn't play with a whole lot of heart. Just they weren't themselves tonight, and it showed, especially in the outcome. They got a lot to look at.
Now, when you look at the effort of some players, it was there, but perhaps the discipline, the tactical discipline, the shape. What we were talking during the broadcast is how against Wenatchee they always had 1, 2, 3 players nearby to give the ball to. We didn't see a whole lot of that tonight.
Not much at all. Eastmont does a good job of having players check back for the ball, creating space in behind, which gives two options right there, just in one line of play. They typically have 2 players checking back and 1 going, and if not 2 going. So they hardly saw any of that tonight. You saw a disjointed back line and a front line. They weren't moving up as a unit. Certainly weren't moving back as a unit. Communication breakdowns. I can go on and on. It was an ugly game for Eastmont. They've got to put it behind them, and they've got probably 1 or 2 games next week. So it's a short season. They've got to put it behind them. Hope to get healthy. Hope to get players back from spring break and move ahead.
That will make a difference, getting some players back from suspension, getting some players back from spring break, and getting used to playing in their home field. It's only their first game and their second day altogether working out here.
Yeah, they'll have an advantage, once they can pull things back together and have a full squad and get healthy. They will have the advantage. A lot of other teams are playing on turf, and this will be their field. And
they will be hosting a number of games in a row as the season progresses. Well, that is it for us tonight with a 1-2 defeat for Eastmont against the Eisenhower Cadets. For Becca Freemuth, for Matt Wisen here, for Uriah Darby, for Dan Coons, for Eric Granstrom, for Rachel Sullivan, I'm Sebastián Moraga saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for Soccer on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore and Walkabout Grill. Join us again for more coverage of high school soccer on the NCW Live channel.